Hi guys, it's Aegis here. So today I'm here with a updated Triumph Dragon deck profile. So before I did make a version with just the quick starter deck plus a lot of generic cards. Also with the set land support to actually build the deck. But now we not only have his own right line, which mainly is the Grade 1 and 2, we also get some other support from DZBT01. So that's make the deck a lot more fun to play, and I think so far make the deck quite stable through my playtesting. So here we go. With the Grade 1, when you ride the Grade 2 on top, you get the Energy Blast 2 to draw one card, and when you go to 2 to 3, you can choose to keep this card in your soul for free extra energy as energy charge, or you can actually call this out. So you have a choice. Usually my play is I draw here, I keep it in for the free extra energy so that I can go for 4, and then after you run through the whole thing, if you are going first, 0 to 1, you get nothing. 1 to 2, you get 3, and then you energy plus 2 to make it to 1 to draw a card, and then 2 to 3, you get 3 back. So you are at 4, and then you can choose to call it out while still having 4, or you can keep it in to have 7. So usually I keep the 7 energy, so I have some flexibility to use free energy, no matter for drawing cards or maybe using my defensive options. There's a lot of things you can do, but like just by looking at the right line, we are already utilizing the energy a lot more than we were, so that's really good. And then because this is a deck that you can simply counterblast 1 and pick another copy, so that's why we are maxing out our Triumph Dragon, so kind of getting the pressure right every single turn. And this allows you to kind of save your energy for the pop if you really want to, but most likely is to save you from the counterblast to find another copy if you actually have one in hand. So depending, but I think most people will just counterblast 1 every single turn to get another copy just to squeeze the deck, and that's not wrong. But sometimes you really want to save the counterblast for something else, and if you already have another copy in your hand, then you might consider not using that counterblast while you're person riding. Okay, so that's something that you can consider. Is not always the right choice because again, depending on the situation. But the Energy Blast 4 is quite important. That it gives you a pop, it gives you 5k, which sometimes matters, and then getting an extra crit, which is something that forcing your opponents to drop a lot of cards for at least a guaranteed PG 60% of the time, unless they don't have one, because they don't want to deal with a sudden OT, because the game crit is only for the battle. So if you use the Dragon Empire OT to withstand it, you won't get the crit. You need to Energy Blast 4 again for that. So do be careful, but that doesn't mean the Dragon Empire OT is weak in this deck. Is still going to be very, very strong. So yeah, which is a good thing to see. Okay, and then next is the new support, Stealth Command Dragon. Okay, so this is a grade 3 double rare from the set. When it's suited, place on Recall Circle from hand, so it's only from hand. And if you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Triumph Dragon in its card name, you can blast 1 and draw 1 card. So this is also getting the counterblast that competing with your Triumph Dragon. So sometimes depending on what you want an extra copy, or you just want to draw and see if you can actually get something that is not a person right? So you can do that, but 90% of the game I'm not using that skill unless I really have a lot of spare counterblast and I really need that extra draw. Second skill, Auto Regard Circle. When it's doing attacks, you can Soul Blast 1 until in a battle, it will get plus 5k. And if you Soul Blast a grade 3 or greater card with Triumph Dragon, its card name is basically your personalized copy, then you can get 1 crit. So not only the Triumph Dragon gaining crit, this is also gaining crit. And if you're on personalized turn, the power at least will be bigger. And because you have plus 1 crit, you are forcing opponents to drop cards from not only your Vanguard but also this card, which I think is pretty good. And then 3 other Forehead plus 2 of the X guy, just for some different flexibility, because if you are going first, this is definitely a better card to drop, because you can just Soul Blast 1 to draw a card, and this card would go to the bottom of your deck, so you get to recycle that. With this, you actually need 3 energy or 1 Color Blast, so very early game might not be a good choice to ditch, but this card is definitely going to save you when you are being attacked and you are kind of lacking a card. Then you can at least drop this energy blast 3 or Color Blast 1 depending on what you have spare, draw the extra card, and that extra card might actually save you. And then he also can call a Grade 1 to your back row that is not a Sentinel, but usually you don't need to use that skill, but if you really need to, feel free to do that. We do have some great ones to actually call for, so that shouldn't be something that is hard to do. And then 3 Brachial Force. I usually just see this as a on hit pressure to draw card. I don't get to pop a lot of things because like Triumph Dragon is already popping a lot of stuff for me. So yeah, as long as I can apply pressure on every single hit, then I think we can just kind of getting a good balance from our offensive and our opponent's defensive, because like these two are telling you if you don't guard you will take more than 1 damage, and this is telling you if you don't guard I get to pop 1 stuff and then I get to draw. So the idea is to keep pressuring opponents by different kind of ways, so they will always need to calculate what they can actually take in, and sometimes these are not the ones that they can take in, because if they take in they might actually face a even worse consequence. Like if your Vanguard going in, they declare no guard. When you're on crit 2, if you pull 2 more crit, that might win the game, right? And this, if you just suddenly pull like another crit on this, and he's sitting for 3 damage, then that could be a fatal attack. So sometimes they might just take that hit, let you do an extra draw. So we have different ways to let our opponents to kind of consider what to keep, what not to keep, and just mix up their mind and hope for the best. And then 2 of the Stealth Dragon Kuden Musubi. So this is something that I mix with this package as something that I can ditch for, because like as you can see, without the personal ride, this is only a 18k max, this is only a 10k, so we still kind of wanting the boost, and we don't always draw this out. Of course we can turn these 2 into the east, but that doesn't mean you are making them stronger. So providing this card in here to let you consider to discard this card on your right face, then you can call this on Regal Circle as rested, then at least you can prepare for the next turn. And if your opponents are really that desperate to pop it, I think that's really fine as well, because you just ditch it, bring it out for free. If it stays, it stays. If it doesn't stay, then it is what it is. And next is another card that can bring your opponent's headache, which is Dancing Princess of Beautiful Flames Alpha. So she has a very simple skill that when it boosts regards, once per turn on a regular circle, if you personalize this turn, you can last 1, choose 1 of your units until the end of turn. It gets at the end of the battle, this unit attacks. This unit gets critical -2 at the end of turn and increase or decreases critical to 2. So it's basically just turning a unit into 2 crit, right? So I think that is a very interesting skill, because like what I've said before is that we are applying the crit pressure through these while using this to kind of ruin your opponents, right? But we don't always get this as a second option, and sometimes we actually need to do a very harsh push turn, right? So you just need to keep the crit pressure on, and this card is definitely going to help you, because like the -2 crit is at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, and until the end of turn. So this is kind of preventing a restanding recard to be scary, but then you turn that unit to be 2 crit on that battle, basically. So a lot of your regards can just be scary beating beast, because they can turn into 2. And sometimes that is just that bare minimum that you need to finish your opponents off, because like there are a lot of situations where we are having our opponents as 4, and then we are struggling. Are we going to give them that extra 1 damage, right? If you give them that, that might turn into some benefit for them. But if you don't give them that, you still might not be able to find a way to win the game. But now with this card, you don't have that problem. It's like, you have 4, I'm hitting you 2 crit on all 3 moves of my attack, just give me all your cards. That's basically just that. So yeah, that's why I like this card very, very much. And then I have 2 Gem Beasts, just in case if I need the defensive. I don't use it for draw, so don't need to worry about that much. And when you start pressure riding, you will be soul blasting the one from the right deck anyway, so it's quite easy to actually get at least 2 of them to use for whatever you need. And then I am running 3 of the Dragritter Yumna. So this is something that also consumes your energy. When it's unit boost, if your opponent has 2 or less regards, which is kind of easy to actually achieve. Blast 1 energy, blast 2, draw a card, and this unit will get plus 5k until the end of the battle. So she's here, like she consumes a lot of your resources, so your opponents might not just get rid of them so easily, and that's why she always get to stay. And then you can at least use her skill once to draw an extra card and the extra 5k that you need. As you can see, that this deck doesn't pump their own attacks a lot except your Vanguard. So you kind of always need to have something that boosting the attack to attack points to another level. So this is going to help you out if in case you need it, and she always can stay as an AK boost. So I find her useful. A lot of people, when they are seeing this kind of cards for the nation, is like consuming a lot of resources, but sometimes it's just worth. At least that's how I see it. And then I'm running for non-Blitz order PG just to make it simple. But if you have the Blitz order, feel free to slot that in. That's basically it. And then 2 of the defensive instinct, and then 2 of the bonds of human and dragon, so they are defensive orders. If you have extra energy to spare, you're definitely going to use this, because it's a big 25k shield, which can actually save you a lot of times. And then this, you can just return something back to your hand while giving them kind of shield value, which is more than just 5k, which sometimes is something that you actually need for survival. Yeah, so that's definitely great. And then triggers. Dragon and Power G, withstanding is great. If you have 8 energy, you can do your Vanguard skill energy plus 4 for 2 times, and that can be killed and that can be scary. And then crits, I'm running 7 crits. If you don't have the soaring crit, that doesn't matter. At least that's how I feel. But the 10k draws you do need, and then just basic heals. to keep the basic values there, while pumping a little bit shield with the draw trigger. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically the deck list with a lot more energy usage through blitz orders, through the new units that draw your cards, find you cards while popping some stuff, applying the pressure. But if you want to try something that is kind of like a sudden strike, then you can consider taking these two out for the card that we all know as Vanguard. That can definitely just stay in as long as you know how to control your counterblast. Then you can definitely just slot two in case 3 attacks is not enough. They can just switch gears to that and then just go for at least one restand, right? And because you can counterblast one to find another copy, so even if you are riding a Fagra, you probably still have another copy that you can turn back into Triumph Dragon and then counterblast one to search for another copy to keep it going. So it's up to you. So far, because I'm just going to keep it simple, and this deck build is mainly to just try out how his own support plus a little bit stuff, how well it can do, and so far it's doing great. So yeah, that's basically it. So if you have any questions or like anything you want to tell, feel free to comment down below. Subscribe for more deck profiles, deck fights, unboxing videos. Yeah, just let me know anything in the comments down below. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.